Hello guys and welcome to World Cup UHC 2018. World Cup is an annual event where players from the Reddit community represent their countries. This time around we're doing FFA Vanilla yet again, with 20 returning countries from last season and 12 new countries for a total of 32 players, which I will now introduce, starting from Winter Waffle for Argentina, Reaper Steve from Australia, Brent for Belgium, Benny or Zero representing Bulgaria, Power MC for Canada, Godrix for Colombia, Chipzzy and GreenRLH co-organized this with me, and they were Croatia and Cyprus, but sadly they couldn't make it, so yeah, there's a flex. Oops. Oh yeah, my bad. As of 32, it's 30 players. So 18 returning, 12 new. Antonym for the Czech Republic. Shapey Jesus coming back from like a 3-year hiatus of Minecraft for Ecuador. The Sonic Joy for England. Shadow for La France. Okay. That's funny. Kinako for Germany yet again. Tom Raker for Greece. Ireland for Wallerstein. Oh my god. That's so funny. Wallerstein for Ireland. And Helene. Asylum for Italy. Fancy for Malaysia. Shut up, Walrus. Isaac for Malta. Sote for Mexico. Frost for the Netherlands. Speed for New Zealand. Hammer Super Gamer plays for Norway. Insert.jpg for the Philippines. Tiago or Pelargo for Portugal. Casmic for Scotland. Longshorny representing Serbia. Sagi representing Singapore. Leta Shea play for South Korea. Ilak for Spain. Elvin for Sweden. Well, Daffz for Uruguay. And finally, Serpley Stop for the United States. Now for some details on the config. Players are allowed to speak their own language, but only if they have English subtitles in their videos. And starting from episode 7, which is a meetup episode, they can only speak English. Also, we're not allowing the use of Lavi mode, Fulbright, Gamma, or Highlighted Ores, but you may use Optifine or other modes. Like I said, meetup will be called at the start of episode 7, while PvP will be enabled at the start of episode 2. Nether is on with Strength Combat nerf, and Tier 2 and Splash Potions off. Portal camping is allowed, but portal trapping is not. Absorption is off, notables are off, bookshops are off, horses are off. While Enderpearl damage will be on doing 1 heart, and Golden Heads will be on doing 4 hearts. Flame and Fire Aspect weapons will be off, double arrow crafting is on, and map size is 2000 by 2000. Finally, thanks to Silhou for this beautiful spawn, and thanks to LeonTG for providing the server and hosting the game. Well, now we can start. Good luck to everyone!
Solid. Playing some World Cup. Ain't that exciting? Hell yeah. Repping my boys from Belgium. So now it's gonna be fucking fun, isn't it? And first damage happened already, that was quick. Wonder if that was on purpose or not. It better not be, because otherwise I'm gonna kill his entire family. You can't craft you can't craft items with an item on your cursor apparently. Didn't even type say it correctly. It should be an item, not a item. Fucking dumbasses. Oh well. Well, looking to win this game. I think it's gonna be an easy win. Just need to fucking kill everyone. It's gonna be pretty easy, as I said earlier. Also gonna have some pretty shit commentary, because solo is not really my thing. But hey, they invited me, and I was like, hell yeah, dude, I'll rep some Belgium. And here we are. I could be out drinking right now, but instead I'm inside playing Minecraft, living the dream. Speaking to myself. Yeah. I do wonder. Me and Hama, Super Gamer Plays, discussed before the game that we should just talk about each other, the whole solo commentary, and then nothing else. Because then we'll never run out of things to talk about. So I guess I'll do that. Hama is a good friend of mine. He is a little boy who grew up and lives in Norway. He started playing Minecraft about 6 or 5 years ago, and quickly started to like the game mode Ultra Hardcore. On Ultra Hardcore, he met a lot of good friends, including the Belgian boy B.S. Brent. Okay, I've already run out of things to say about Hama. But, yes. Okay. I know something I can talk about. Video games, because everyone plays those. Guess I'll talk about some video games I've been playing, some video games I'm looking forward to. Some video games that I'm not playing anymore, but still really enjoyed. Guess I'll start with the video games I'm currently playing a lot. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite lately, because, you know, it's been pretty popular, it's a pretty fun game. I'm not actually that great at it, but I enjoy it. Recently they added like a new sticky bomb, which looks really cool. I'm excited about doing some dumb shit with that and killing myself over and over probably. That doesn't take away from the fun. Another video game I've been playing. I've been playing some Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia. I've started playing that game back when it came out, but for some fucking reason, I don't even understand why, because this is one of my favorite games. I fucking love this video game. For some reason I just kind of stopped playing it for no reason. And I've been like getting back into it, which is good, because it really is an amazing game. I would understand that you wouldn't like it if you're not into like strategy kind of games, but if you are into those, I definitely recommend them, because the Fire Emblem series is very fun. It's got a pretty good story. It's nothing too amazing, but it's simplistic yet still good. But what really makes the game so great is the characters, especially in Shadows of Valentia. All the characters seem like they're comparing them to some of the other Fire Emblem games. I'd say Shadows of Valentia has the best characters, because these characters actually feel like real people. In some of the other games, like Fates or Awakening, they very much feel like they're like just characters who are all kind of gimmicky and don't really feel like real people. But that isn't the case in Valentia. All the characters have like real motivations and feel like they could actually exist, which is cool. And the gameplay is definitely also very cool. I'd say the only thing I don't like about the game is there's this one mechanic where enemies keep spawning in your way, And it's really annoying for when you go back to grind, because they'll keep spawning while you're trying to grind and you keep having to fight them, and it's really annoying. But apart from that, pretty fucking great game. What other games are there to talk about? I don't know if I've ever talked about Hollow Knight in a record round, but I could do that. Hollow Knight came out like last year, I think. I think it came out in 2017. That might be wrong though. But goddamn, it's such a great game. I fucking adore that game so much. Probably my favorite game of all time, I'm not even gonna lie. And there's still, like, this game, you could buy it for $40, and it would be great. It would be fine, because it's a fantastic and really big game. But it's fucking like $15 or like 20 or some shit. It's an absolute steal. And then the fucking the people who made the game are like, you know how this game was like super cheap? Let's just fucking make some new content and have it be free. Like, these guys are absolutely nutty. What are they doing? Do they just want to go bankrupt? Because that's how you go bankrupt. I mean, probably not, because like a lot of people have played that game and have bought it. So they're doing something right, for sure. But yeah, that game is just an absolute beaut. Can't get over it. I'm really looking forward to the next expansion for it, called Gods and Glory. It's gonna have a lot of new shit in it. And the last expansion was also really fucking great. Added like an entire new boss and a lot of new other shit. Which, if you're into platformers or Metroidvanias, definitely play that. I could not recommend it enough. It's actually one of the best games out there, ever. Yeah, video games. Guess I could talk about some games I used to play when I was younger, just so I have something to talk about. I guess I'll talk about Pokemon, because Pokemon's always been great. Who doesn't love a good bit of Pokemon? I've been playing that shit since I was a little kid. I feel like all the games have been pretty good, but except for, I feel like I'm very much in the minority, but I really don't like Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I feel like, I don't know, it's just something about it makes it feel like it's almost not even a real Pokemon game. I mean, it obviously is, because it's still got Pokemons and you catch them and you fight people and shit like that. But like, I really don't like how they got rid of gyms, and like, the Elite Four is just a bunch of old gyms you've already fought. I don't get why they did that, because like, seeing who the Elite Four is and meeting them and having them be like such awesome characters, it was always so cool to me. And now in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon and Sun and Moon, you just go there and it's just like some of these other guys have already beaten, and you're like, well, this isn't gonna be very difficult now, is it? And also with the fucking I can't even remember what I think they're called trials instead of gyms. You have to do this. Sometimes it's like a puzzle or some shit. I just really don't like that. I wish it was just like the older games. Maybe I just don't like it because I'm so used to the older games and it's nostalgia and shit like that. But why try to fix something that isn't broken? I see no reason why they would try to change this. I feel like just having a new storyline and just having a new Pokemon is all you really need for a new Pokemon game. I don't get why they would mess up the formula like that. Or in my eyes mess up the formula. Because, you know, a lot of other people think it's great and really love Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But I just don't see it. And also what I don't enjoy is how small the amount of new Pokemon has been. There really hasn't been too many new ones in the later generations. I feel like after Generation 6, they just cut down on new Pokemon so hard, which is a shame. I mean, I can understand that part, because, you know, it'll obviously take a much longer time to have way more Pokemon in there, and they might be a lot worse too, since they, you know, have to push for deadlines and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. And not that they aren't good or anything. I feel like, in actually, an exception for the Ultra Beasts, or most of them anyway, I feel like all the Pokemon from Sun and Moon are fucking great. But just the Ultra Beasts, I don't know what about them, what it is about them, but I just don't like any of them. I feel like they seem so... I don't know, man. It's difficult to explain. They just don't seem like Pokemon anymore. And that feels... It takes me out of the game. It's like, what the fuck is this thing doing here in my Pokemon game? It just bugs me so much. I wish it didn't bug me, because I feel like the concept of Ultra Beasts isn't even that bad. The concept isn't what's bugging me. It's just the way they're designed and how they look. Most of them just don't look like Pokemon anymore. It's a shame, really. Then again, I also didn't really play Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. I played Sun and Moon, though, to the end, but not Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. From what I've heard, they're not very different, though, so I guess it doesn't really matter. My favorite game from this series was probably, I'd say it's Platinum, or Diamond and Pearl, because, you know, they're like basically the same anyway. I really fucking loved that game as a kid. I played that for so long. Up until like, oh god, when I was like a kid, I couldn't speak or understand English, but the game was still in English because there wasn't like a setting to turn it Dutch. I feel like there weren't many languages to play it in. I think it was just English and Japanese, actually. Not 100% on that, but I think that's what it was like. So that was really a shame, because at one point in the game they tell you to go back to one of the starting areas, but you know, obviously I didn't know what the characters were saying, so I was just trying to advance in the game, just go to the next area, but there was like a dude standing in front of it and saying like, oh, you can't go through here, you need to do this one thing first. Which, I didn't have a fucking clue what to do. So I just kind of stopped playing for I'd say at least 2 years. Because I just didn't know how to advance, and that was really a shame about that game. I mean, obviously, it's not their fault, because, you know... I mean, maybe they could have added a couple more languages, which would be appreciated, and they are doing now in the more recent games. But yeah, I just never got... I think it was... I don't know what the city was called anymore, but for the people who have played it, it's like right before the town with the electric gym. It's there. You have to like go back to do some shit in one of the earlier towns. Because I feel like Generation 4 is probably also my favorite generation. I like so many of all the Pokemons that got added then. And I still feel like Generation 4 had, all around, had the best starters out of any generation. Generation 4's starters is, I think, the only generation where I actually like all three of the starters. Because in Gen 1, I think Bulbasaur's kinda eh. I mean, that generation probably comes in second place when it comes to all starters in general. Then in second generation, second gens, I didn't really like Chikorita or Cyndaquil. Both of them kind of seemed eh to me. Also, when I talk about the starters, I talk about their whole evolution line, by the way. Thought I should mention that. Yeah, Chikorita just seems a bit plain, or like, even lame. Chikorita's just lame, and the same goes for Bayleaf and Mecanium. Yeah, they just... Nothing about them seems exciting to me, or cool. And Typhlosion is pretty cool, but I feel like it's still incredible. It's just, I don't know. It still seems plain at the same time. It's just fucking yellow and black snake with fire coming out of it. I mean, I guess I know it's not a snake, but I'm just calling it that because it kind of looks like one. Oh shit, my chef, what up? And I feel like Totodile is by far the best starter in that gen. I will never understand people who disagree with me. But I mean, I don't hate people who like Chikorita or Cyndaquil or anything. I don't know. To me, Totodile just seems like it's far cooler than the other two, and far more like detailed and dope. I get that I'm not explaining this very well, but you know, whatever. And then Generation 3. What about those? Generation 3's go. Which one? That was Trico, Mudkip, and Torchic, right? I feel like Generation 3 is also pretty okay with the starters, but I feel like Mudkip is probably my least favorite one. You know, I get that it used to be a meme of the Mudkip in a fucking distant past. But I don't know, Mudkip just doesn't do it for me. And neither does Swampert and fucking, what's that thing called? Marshtomp. I kind of, yeah, kind of also having trouble in this game right now of placing my torches, because Fulbright isn't allowed this game, and it's been so long since I've had to use torches. I'm just kind of thinking of where the fuck do I even put these. Yeah, going back on the whole Pokemon thing. Yeah, I feel like Trico's evolution line is pretty cool, but the only part I really don't like about that is how Sceptile gets like a fucking beer belly out of nowhere, and it's kind of off-putting. I can never just ignore it, which is a bit of a shame, really, because otherwise Sceptile's pretty fucking dope. It's just it's got this beer belly, man. I don't know what to say. And then, of course, Blaziken's pretty fucking sick. And so is, whatchamacallit, fucking, what's that one called? Combuskin, that's the one. And, you know, Torchic's pretty cool as well. Yeah. And then, I guess, Generation 4, which I already said was my favorite, just in general. I think all three of those are really cool and really unique in their own ways. I also really like how Empoleon is a water steel type, because that's a really unique typing, and I feel like that just adds to how sweet that Pokemon really is. And it's really a shame that Infernape was another firefighting type. I mean, I guess you couldn't really make him any other type, but I feel like Infernape on himself is still a really cool Pokemon. And a lot of people don't seem to share that opinion, which has always been kind of weird to me. What's not to like about Infernape? It's odd. And then of course there's Torterra, which is also just a fucking baller. And then Generation 5. Generation 5, I don't know. I feel like that's probably the weakest one. Or actually, nah, I'd say Generation 2 is the weakest one. Generation 5's second place for sure, though. Because you've got, Snivy, which is probably my favorite of the three. Snivy's evolution line is, I mean, actually, Superior isn't as cool as Servine or Snivy, in my opinion. Because they've got this really, like, how do I say this? Servine and Snivy both look like really smug and cheeky, for lack of a better term. And then fucking Superior rolls around and it's just a fucking giant ass like snake. And there's nothing wrong with that on its own, but it goes from a very cheeky and mischievous design to something really elegant and almost like royal or fancy. It's an odd direction they decided to take it. Because I feel like if they built further up on the cheeky, mischievous design, they would have made something really cool and unique. Oh, thanks for watching.